hopping into the macro trend category. One thing that I noticed amongst a lot of designers at New York Fashion Week for the spring of 2024 was the resurgence of mesh and see-through items. Now, granted, mesh definitely had its moment back in 2022. All of the girls was wearing mesh dresses and mesh skirts and stuff like that. But I've noticed a lot of like meshed pants, meshed tops, meshed bodysuits, and they're being styled more so how sheer is being styled back in like 2019, 2018, and 2017. Like we're seeing it layered with a lot of like other stapled structured pieces. So that's one thing that I noticed. And this is from Windsor Hoft. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not a real fashion commentator, so if I butcher it, mind business, bitch. But yeah, so this is one thing that I noticed, and I think I'm actually gonna really like this. Granted, my personal style and aesthetic is definitely clean girl, very minimal, model off duty, but some of these trends I'm gonna double and dabble in them because this is actually really cute to me. Okay, next category, and this is really a 2-for-1 because this was very popular. The color purple, specifically lilac and violet. Granted, this isn't violet, but this color purple and embellishments, specifically floral embellishments. Now, if you have been keeping up with like fashion trends and stuff, you definitely know that the floral, like just the florals have been making a comeback since like 2022. We've seen it with like the chokers. We've seen it with like the big ruffles and like people putting florals on like dresses and even handbags and stuff. But this is going to be really, really popular, or at least I think it's going to be really, really popular in 2024, especially for the spring. Y'all, I think I can get into it. Now, you know, I don't really be doing too much with my fashion, but I think I can get into it. I've never been a really big floral person, at least since I was little, but this is super duper cute. I'm really excited for the embellishments though, and seeing things being styled with like really bold floral prints and just different like other different embellishments. I think that's going to be really dope to see. But yeah, this purple with florals and embellishments was super duper popular. This is by Brandon Maxwell, one of his designs, and it's absolutely chef's kiss. Okay, so the next one is my personal fave because Coach is making a comeback. It's resurging. Granted, if you've been keeping up with Coach, you definitely know that their rebrand has been strong since 2020. They have definitely been on their game with stepping up, just like, you know, the look of Coach. They've been making a lot of more trendier pieces, but their bags are so top quality. And I feel like they're like one of the, you know, few designers, or I guess you could say luxury to like mid-luxury to luxury designs and brands that are still making quality items. So anyways, Coach is definitely bringing back quality that's like affordable, fun, but also classy. As you can see, this is a piece from their spring 2024 collection, and it's featured leather. Leather is going to be really big all of 2024. I feel like leather really never goes away, but we're definitely going to be seeing people style like leather pieces in the most abstract ways. Like you're going to see leather skirts, you're going to be seeing leather dresses, you're going to be seeing leather shirts and shit like that. But I said all this to say that I'm so ready to see Coach thrive. I got 2 Coach bags in 2023, and they are just so fun. One is very classic, but I mean, they're super great quality. My other one is really, really fun. I'm going to be styling that soon, so you know, stay tuned. But I really could go on and on about Coach. Like, if you haven't gotten a Coach bag yet, girl, go ahead and get you one so you can be ahead of the trend and not trailing along all of the other fly bad bitches, period. Okay, so this last piece is going to be the last thing I feature in the macro trend category, but this is very telling of a lot of, I think, overall macro trends we're going to see next year. This is definitely killing a lot of birds with one stone. So first of all, let's get into the ribbon and corset lace detailing. Also, this style is by Christian Serena. I think I'm saying it right. Like I said, if I'm not saying it right, bitch, mind your business. But this design is by Christian Serena. I actually really like a lot of his designs. They are so edgy, but also have like a very classic trend. Well, trend isn't the word I want to listen to, but like a classic twist to it, while also being trendy and just really, you know, put together. Anyhow, this corsets really haven't really gone anywhere, so we're still going to see them, but just not style how people have been styling them with, like, you know, shirts and stuff. We're going to see it layered. But we're also going to see bows. We're going to see a lot of bows. We're going to see a lot of ribbon. and just like those details. This has definitely had their moment in 2022. I think it's just going to continue in 2023. I think it's going to continue in 2024. But the next thing that we're going to see is tights. Dare I even say leggings? I don't know. I feel like the 2010s is coming back. That's going to be my micro trend segment, but we're definitely going to see tights. Tights are going to be styled with like oversized blazers. We've seen Kendall Jenner, I believe, style or sport something very similar to that in New York. And I'm going to insert a picture on the next slide. But yeah, we're going to see lots of tights, very fun colors, styled with like oversized blazers, probably even bodysuits. Like, we're not going to see them styled like, you know, underneath things. They're going to be layered. Well, we're not going to see them styled like in the traditional sense of like with skirts and stuff like that. We're going to see them styled layered underneath things. And so, yeah, so this I feel like is like a very telling, you know, look of how the macro trends for next year are going to go. Stay tuned for the next part. Okay, so we are going in strong to our micro trend category. And honestly, the micro trends are super duper fun. I think that, you know, we're going to see a lot of things come in and out of fashion just as they've been doing in the 2020s. Like, honestly, micro trends are getting so annoying, but I mean, you can't lie and say they're not fun, because like they are. But first of all, I want to say, to start off, I finally think we are going to see the end of BBL fashion. Now, most fashion commentators have been saying this since like 2021, 2022, but I think next year is going to be the year that we finally see the end of this, okay? And I'm not saying if this is your personal style, baby, by all means, go ahead and get it. But I think that we're going to be returning back to, you know, people actually putting together pieces. I think we're going to have more creativity. I feel like BBL fashion is not creative at all. I think people just kind of like, you know, whatever's form-fitting to the body is what's going to look good. And it's not necessarily the case all of the time. But this is going to be out next year. No more BBL fashion. No more cutouts where they shouldn't be, or just cutouts in the most oddest places. Like, we're not going to see this anymore next year. So another thing I think that we're going to see is the early 2010s athleisure wear. Now, y'all already know the athleisure girlies have been eating this. They've been eating it up, okay? Especially since 2020. But I think we're going to see this particular style of athleisure wear, like the long fitted, you know, tunic style shirts and tank tops with like the loose flowy yoga pants. I don't know. I just have like an inkling that that's what's going to be popping next year, or at least maybe like a small resurgence of it is going to come up. This is like one of Kim Kardashian's, like her earliest looks. This was like a like staple Kim Kardashian look. She stayed in this shit, especially on Keeping Up with the Kardashians in like 08, 09, 2010. If you know, you know. But this is definitely going to make a comeback. I also think brands such as Aritzia, H&M, and Lululemon, things of that, you know, things in that category, I think they're going to continue to thrive. But I think that they're going to switch their pieces to look more like this. Next thing is, I think we're going to see a resurgence of skinny jeans. I don't know if they're going to be this fitted. I honestly think they're going to look a bit more like, I think they're going to look a little bit more like this, where they're not like, you know, skinny, but they're definitely slim fit jeans. I have a strong inkling that this is going to make a comeback. I told y'all the 2010s are back. So prepare to see skinny jeans. Prepare to see capris, like cropped jeans with the heels. I think it's going to follow more of a trend like this. Skinny jeans will never be in for me. Ever since I discovered baggy jeans, that's all I know. And cargos, that's all I know. But this is going to be cute for the girls who love, you know, who've always loved skinny jeans. And speaking of the 2010s being back, this entire look is going to make a comeback. I just wholeheartedly feel it. This was such a core staple late 2000s, early 2010s look. And it's going to make a comeback. It's like that bombshell wife or girlfriend of an NBA player. You know, luxury, but not like trashy. Well, I mean, if you're luxury, you can't be trashy. But, you know, I feel like nowadays luxury and high-end. It can get a little trashy depending on how it's styled, but I think with like the maximalist approach, it's gonna look more like this. It's gonna be very bombshell, very reminiscent of like the 2010s basketball wives era. I think this is gonna be a comeback. And y'all know I had to include myself in on my video because, you know, I just feel like, I mean, it's me, duh. But anyways, another thing we're going to see is fur lined and fur trimmed leather coats and denim jackets. I feel like that is going to make a huge appearance in 2024. I don't know if it's going to stay throughout the duration of the year because that trend has kind of already kicked off this year. But stuff like this is definitely going to be on trend next year. And also, I think this is going to be my last point, unless I think of something else in like the next 30 seconds. But we are going to see a decline in luxury, and specifically like the maximalist, you know, in your face luxury. If you've been keeping up with like the trends and stuff, specifically the micro trends, you already know that minimalism has been making its way on the scene since like late 2022 and definitely all of this year. Minimalist was like the thing, quiet luxury was the thing. And while this is going to be on trend next year, this is the Celine bag that I posted like yesterday or whatever, or a couple of days ago. This is quiet luxury. But people are going to stop buying luxury items because the quality just isn't there anymore. I feel like people are just kind of tired of these luxury brands ripping them off. You're paying thousands of dollars just for your bag to be peeling or for the leather to not even be like premium quality leather. So I feel like brands, like I said, I feel like Coach is going to be on top of everything. I feel like brands like Kate Spade, Michael Kors, even like Vera Wang, which I know that's not a mid, that's definitely not a mid luxury, but just like reminiscent of like, you know, just classic top quality, people are going to be looking for that. So luxury may not be like a really big thing. And if luxury is, it's going to look just like this. It's going to be very quiet, very subtle. And that brings me to the next point. We are finally going to see the end. And personally, this is like one of my fashion pet peeves. So we are finally, but maybe not the complete end, but we're going to see an end to these horrific monogrammed bags. Like people wearing like monogrammed bags, hats, shoes, all of like the flashy monogrammed shirts and stuff like that. Like just the really tacky shit. In 2024, baby, get your life together because we're not doing that, okay? It's all about quiet luxury. It's all hush-hush. It's all quality over, like, you know, wearing or at least outwardly wearing your luxury items. So this is going to be a no-go. I use Rashida because to me, she's the face of Mrs. Put It On. But when I say Mrs. Put It On, it's bad. Because to me, if you putting that shit on, 9 times out of 10, you look tacky. And shout out to Jaquan because we had this discussion a couple of weeks ago. But we're going to see an end to this, okay? No more of this. No more.